In order for our Block Explorer to function correctly, we are going to need to query our blockchain for addresses, block hashes, and transaction IDs so that we can search for a particular one and we can get that particular piece of data in return. So the first step to doing this is that we need to build out a couple more endpoints. So let's do that now. Down here, we'll make some room and we'll build out our first endpoint, which will be app.get to /block/block hash with a callback function res. Cool. What we are going to be hitting this endpoint for is we are going to be sending in a specific block hash, and this endpoint will simply return to us the block that this block hash corresponds to. Easy as that. The next endpoint that we are going to build out will be app.get to /transaction/:transaction ID with a callback function that takes in the request, the response. Cool. With this endpoint, we will simply be sending in a transaction ID, and in the response, we should expect to get the correct transaction that this ID corresponds to. Easy as that. And finally, the third endpoint that we will be building out in this section will be app.get to /address/:address. And this takes in a callback function with the request, the response. Cool. And all this endpoint will be doing is we will be sending in a specific address, and in response, we will expect to get all of the transactions that have been made that correspond to this address. So pretty much every time this address has either sent Bitcoin or received Bitcoin, we should get all of those transactions back in response. Plus, we want to get back the current balance of this address. So how many Bitcoin does this address currently own? Cool. So these are the three endpoints that we will be building out in this section. And for each of these endpoints, we will be building out a specific method on our blockchain data structure that will query our blockchain for the correct piece of data. So for example, we will be creating a method that queries our blockchain for a specific block. We will also be creating a new method that queries our blockchain for a specific transaction. And we will also be creating a new method that queries our blockchain for a specific address. In the next video, let's start building out our new method that will query our blockchain for a specific block hash. I'll see you in the next video.